we pray and hope that you are blessed with good health forever and you help us in all our endeavors also. Before we start, we have already had a draw of lots and the speakers have taken the numbers. We will call them accordingly to the numbers. The rules are, you already prepared your own topics, we all know that. But you have 4 minutes, okay? 4 minutes to finish your speech. And after 3 minutes, we are going to give you the warning bell, okay? We request you to please avoid from any offensive language, which might offend anybody in the audience and on stage. And we kindly request you to maintain decorum, especially when it comes to addressing people on stage, okay? Thank you very much. So I wish you, all the best, okay?
Good morning, everyone, respected judges, my teachers, and my fellow students. Today, I will be speaking about social media. Is it isolating us or connecting us? Now, the answer truly depends on how you use social media, because in today's modern world, we all have some intentionality of using social media. Some of us use it to connect to family, to friends, to relatives. Some of us use it to watch videos, to laugh, or to make jokes online, all of the sorts. Now, before we get to all of that, I will list down the good and the bad. So, the good. It helps in connections. It helps us to connect with people we do not know from other places. It helps us to connect with our relatives. It helps us to connect with our friends. And also, it helps build community. Now, in communal works, you need a lot of friendship. And social media helps us build that friendship. It helps us strengthen bonds that we never knew existed. Now, if you need a project, you use apps like PowerPoint to make PowerPoint presentations. And lastly, it helps us to express ourselves. First aid always comes from social media. When you show your vulnerability to the world, it will also show its vulnerabilities to you. When you swallow the world, it swallows you back. The bad. Social media has been used in a lot of bad things today. A lot of hackers have stolen money, stolen personal data, stolen information so sensitive that a lot of us would surely die if we know that. Now, social media has also been used for illegal things, like, let's say you post something online that's against your government, or you post, let's say, a slur or some bad words. That's also what social media has been used for, making bad connections. The bad and the good all exist in one place. So, before I shortly end it, I have to say, intentionality is what really defines your usage of social media. Intentionality defines who you are on social media, who you claim to be, and who you truly are in our lives. The answer to this question truly depends on how you use social media, not why you use it, but how. Not the why, but how. So that's the end of my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake Miles Shalai, for enlightening us about the advantages and disadvantages of social media. That was very helpful, especially to the students. May I invite on stage the second speaker for the day, Wansaka Mawlai.
The topic that I'm going to speak today is the corruption and its impact on students' aspirations. So today I want to talk about a dark shadow over our country, and that shadow is corruption. In India, corruption, we often think that corruption is just a personal choice of bad people, but it is much worse than that. It steals the dreams of children, and it also destroys the future of youths. Look no further than the shocking NEET exam paper leak happening recently to see how a broken system hurts normal families. There are millions and millions of students in India, and this NEET exam is the ultimate dream of young students in India. It is the only way to become doctors. Millions of students study days and night for years. Parents spend their hard-earned money and their life savings for their child education. But corruption in India this year ruined everything. Greedy people inside the testing system leaked the exam papers. They sold these questions to a few wealthy rich students for 10 to 30 lakh rupees. Because of this massive fraud, all students who work hard, all their hard work were completely destroyed. Millions of innocent students were left crying and heartbroken. All their efforts were in vain, and their efforts were treated like trash, all because a few criminals wanted easy money. There are a few causes of this corruption. One is secret and unchecked power. Second is too much desperation. And third is no fear of punishment. Our youths are not alone in this pain right now. Sonam Wangchuk, the famous engineer and teacher, went on a hunger strike for 26 days without tasting a bite of food. But just today there was a news that the government they gave a handwritten promise to all of us that they will have a new anti-leak law. So before I finish this speech, I want all of us to imagine. Just close your eyes and imagine our students. As brothers, as sisters, and as parents, we should think of the future of our country and imagine a child studying late at night at 3 a.m., rubbing their eyes, feeling sleepy, but they are fighting their sleep just because of this NEET exam. But this government, they don't care. They don't really care, and some people decided to leak the exam papers. So I want us all to stand together as one, and let's honor the sacrifice made by Sonam Wangchuk. Thank you.
The next speaker today is Rebecca Namkandri from Mawlai Presbyterian Church. Sorry, Mawlai Presbyterian School.
A very good morning to the respected judges and to all present here today. My name is Rebecca Namkandri, and I'm an 11th grader in Mawlai Presbyterian Higher Secondary School, Yoringham. So, the topic that I've chosen to speak to you all today is about patience as one of the key to success. So, first of all, when we speak about patience, what all we think is waiting. But the question really is, what are we waiting for? And after doing what are we waiting for? Are we waiting for something to happen? Or are we waiting for something to happen after all the hard work, the sacrifices, the pain we've been through to achieving the goals and the desires that we want? Now, about success, everybody here wants success, don't they? They want money, they want power. For what? You may have power, you may have money, but when you don't have kindness, you don't have manners, you don't have values, it's useless. So about the topic again, patience as one of the key to success. When people are patient, they work hard, they endure, they have a strong mind. They have their goals and admirers. They want to fulfill them. But to take one example of that, I would like to remind us of a farmer. When a farmer plants its seed, they don't only put the seed in there just to grow by itself, because that is all what we see. But the hidden hard work, the stormy clouds, the dazzling sun that they face, do we question that how they do it? No. Because what we all see is only the food in our plate every meal that we get to eat. But how do we question ourselves, where did that food come from? Didn't it come from the hard work of that farmer? Didn't come from the sweat of that farmer every time it looked at the dazzling sun? Every time I feel that the farmer wants to give up. For what? He can only do that for himself, but for the well-being of others. He doesn't give up on anything, but he give it his all in his work. And just like that, I want all of us to remember that when we do something, it's not only for the benefit of ourselves, but for others too. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gardenia Elkhar, and I am representing Stephen Memorial Higher Secondary School. And today, I would like to start with a fact that hurts. According to the recent Niti Aayog report, Meghalaya ranked last in education among all states in India. This is not just ranking, this is the situation of thousands of students like us. But this is not just only Meghalaya's problem, it is India's problem. Just this month, thousands of students came together under the Cockroach Janta Party or the CJP protest. Why? Because of the repeated lead exam paper leaks, unfair exams, and no jobs after years of hard work or study. Now, coming back to Meghalaya. First, what does rank last actually mean? It means that our school lacks basic things. It means that we don't have enough teachers. It means that we have low level of learning. Many students, especially in rural areas, reach class 8 but can't even speak English or do basic math properly. Second, why is this situation dangerous for us? Because without education, we won't be successful in life. If education is weak, the society is weak. How is this related? Yes, it is related because generations of well-educated minds have in the past contributed.
Good morning to everyone, respected judges. Today I will speak about lack of jobs in Meghalaya. I will start with a simple but powerful question. What is the use of education if it does not lead to opportunities? Every year, thousands of students graduate with dreams in their eyes, but only to get rejection, frustration, and uncertainty. Meghalaya is blessed with breathtaking landscapes, rich culture, and intelligent youth full of passion. But sadly, every year, students graduate, but they cannot get any jobs. Now the question arises, how can we solve this problem? First, the government should promote investment and industrial growth. Meghalaya has good potential in agriculture, tourism, and handicrafts. So if these sectors are properly developed, we can create thousands of jobs. Second, we have to have a strong focus. On skill development. Many schools only promote theory but not practical knowledge. We need to also have digital knowledge and problem-solving skills that is essential for today's life problems. Third of all, we have to get a mindset change from job seekers behind, but fulfilled right here at home. I would like to end with a hopeful thought. The future of Meghalaya does not lie in waiting for opportunities, but in creating them. Thank you.
For the fair and transparent exam system and the resignation of the Union Education Minister. And so, why did this party started? And how did it get its name? The Cockroach Janata Party got its name when the so-called Chief Justice of India, Surya Kant, declared us youths, us youngsters, as cockroaches. And the youth, instead of taking it as an insult, took it as a symbol of their party, took it as a symbol of resilience. So why did the students protest it? And what are their demands? The main reason why they protested is because of the NEET UG paper leakage scandal, and also because education now in this very time is treated not as a right but as a privilege. It has been given only to those people with high power, high level people, and not a right. Why did they do this? How did they have the right to do this? Which rule book are they following? Why do they need to do this? Is it because they fear that if the government or the power goes in the hands of truthful people, it will run fairly and truthfully? Or is it because they do not want poor people and they do not want the country as a whole to develop? The Constitution of India in Article 14 states that equality is before law, and also states that every student has equality and has equal opportunities. And also in the Article 19(1)(b), it states the right to peaceful assembly. So why did the government and the police violated their rights? What rights do they have? This I leave it upon to you because it's based on your opinion, not mine. And I would like to conclude by the saying that every cloud has a silver lining. So the Delhi protesters, they highlighted that even in moments of darkness, even in moments of disappointment, even a single ray of hope can bring the entire nation together, can inspire millions to form and to get the right, what they deserve. So let us, the youth of the day, the future of tomorrow, declare today that we together will create the silver lining of hope, the silver lining of truth, justice, transparency, and full security in the exam centers. No biasness should be done. So thank you, that's all.
So before I begin my speech, I would like to give a short quote by APJ Abdul Kalam. One, he said that youth is a powerful force when directed with a clear vision and can transfer any challenges into opportunity. So a very good morning to our respected judges, to all the teachers present here today, and to my dear fellow students. My name is Naya Massar, and I'm presenting myself as a student of St. Francis Assisi High Secondary School. So today I will be speaking on the topic, the youth as agent of change. So we have quite often heard that we the youths, we are leaders for tomorrow. But to my belief, I would say that we are not just the leaders, we are also the change makers. So our Khasi traditional teaches us this. Udaran Singh CM was still a young man when he bravely fought to protect our land and our people. So his life reminds us that courage doesn't depend on the age, it depends on the willingness to do what is right and what is wrong. Now, we as a youth, we face many challenges nowadays by seeing the trees being cut down and seeing the beautiful river like the Wansaka being polluted, seeing many people spending too much of their time in social media and online, I would say. And not only that, there are also some students who are struggling with fear, anxiety, loneliness, and the most important thing is the thing happening in Delhi in Jantar Mantar, where the students are protesting against leaking of the need paper. Those youths only want justice for education, but what is the government doing? They don't even help the youths. They only want justice. Now, the government here, we can see, they give law, they produce laws to the teachers not to beat the students, but they themselves now, they are beating the students, and as far I know, I think so 14 of the students are being killed just because of the protests. Now, being agent of change doesn't mean doing a big thing or a great thing. It starts with small action. Now, we can keep our surrounding clean. We can start with that small action. That is also a small action. And then we can respect our teachers, elders, parents. And also, it's a high time for us, the youths, to understand that how to elect the better and the good leader for our future so that such problem won't happen again. So, my dear friends, our age is not our weakness, it's our strength. We have the capacity, the energy, the knowledge, and the ability to do what is right and what is wrong, and bring a positive change to this world. So, in conclusion, I would say that we as a youth, we can bring change to this world, we can bring positive change, and also we can be the future to bring good for the future, I would say. And last, I would say this before I end my speech. I would say this, that we the youths are the powerful. We are the major strength of what the APJ Abdul Kalam said. We can change the world. So thank you.